Lord be praised. What brings you to me? Henry, just the man I want to see. I need help with something.
This dude sounds like
What's the
Robert
problem, sir?
Baratheon
The
in my
Archbishop's
mind.
vicar has come to Uzhitz.
Kind
I
of.
don't know why exactly, but the rumor is that he's on the hunt for heretics, which frankly never meant any good, especially for me.
I'm sorry, but I'm not really up on religious ranks, sir. What does a vicar do, exactly?
You don't have to apologize. It's the devil's own work to make sense of their twisted hierarchy. The vicar is short for vicarious, meaning in place of. He has full power to act on his superior's behalf.
I see.
In this case, sadly, the superior in question is that nincompoop Archbishop Zbigniew Hare of Hassenburg.
What should I do about him, then?
Firstly, find out why he's really here. He might truly be on the hunt for heretics, which wouldn't be good news. Or it's equally possible he's here to size up my estate, which would be even worse.
I understand. And then what?
The best thing for me and all concerned would be for him to pack his bags and go back to Prague.
And how can I, encourage him to do that? I can't just kick him out, can I?
No, of course not. But if you can make him believe there's nothing to find here, he'll be off in no time. So tell him I've sent you to assist him.
I understand. And my task is to assist him in finding nothing.
Indeed.
And what if there really are heretics?
My boy, my boy. Have you ever seen a heretic?
No.
There, you see. I haven't either. Most of the time, the prelates just invent them to scare folk with. So don't put much faith in their existence.
But
what if there really are some? Then deal with them. But make sure that interfering bastard gets out of here.
are you at odds with the Archbishop in some way, sir?
No, I've never even seen him. But that's no guarantee he doesn't have his eye on my estate.
But how could he get his hands on it?
He's an archbishop. They have long fingers, my boy. And now, without the king around, it's the perfect time to amass a nice little hoard. Believe me, I know. They say in Prague that he's a complete dolt. But I rather doubt that.
Why?
All the Hare clan are as shrewd as they come. I know that better than most.
Uh-huh. Very well. I'll get going straight away.
Good luck, lad. And be careful. Clergymen are wily weasels. So take care.
I'll be careful. Don't worry, Sir Hanush. I've taken care of the camp.
Where's the proof?
Here it is.
Oh, that is a nice bit of news. It looks like your work is done here at Ratai. I haven't heard of any other camps, so we may finally have some peace and calm. Good work.
Thank you, Captain.
But have no fear of idleness. I've sent word to Captain Robard. They're expecting you in Talmberg. There are Cuman hordes rampaging through their woods.
Very well, Captain. I'll set off immediately.
Glad to hear it.
My dear T, when I discuss with you our currency reform, I certainly did not anticipate how the situation would develop. On no account did I consent to the coin in question being put to the purpose of recruiting bandits and mercenaries, thereby giving rise to widespread slaughters and unrest in the province. It hardly bears thinking about what might occur should someone connect us to the massacre at Neuhaus. I hereby give notice to you, honorable sir, that I do not intend to participate further in any enterprise with you or with your resources. I urge you to proceed with greater restraint, for it has come to my attention that a certain German knight from Passau has been making inquiries in the region about the conflagration. This knight, I am told, is presently staying at an inn in Sassa. There are too many pairs of eyes turning in our direction. I hope and trust that you shall understand and respect my decision to terminate our collaboration. My deepest regret, S.
Greetings. What business have you?
May I be of service, my lord?
Yes, Henry. Chief Engineer Fafar has been asking for someone reliable to assist him.
The chief engineer? Is it about Scallots?
In a manner of speaking. Master Fafar has, well, evil forebodings. I think he may want to send you to the Skalitz mines.
Can they really be restored?
Everything can be rebuilt with enough will and resources. Well, everything except a man. You'll get the details from Chief Engineer Fafar. For the time being, consider yourself his handyman.
Certainly. Where do I find him? Is he here in the castle?
Where? Now that's a good question. He ought to be somewhere at Perkstein unless he's gone off to deal with some problem or other. Look around. You're bound to run into him.
Well, thank you. I'll go and see him straight away.
Good luck, Hal. How does it look there?
I brought them help from the monastery. Brother Nicodemus and Johanka from Skalitz. Fortunately, Nicodemus was able to cure the disease. Well, at least what he's doing looks promising so far.
Thank Christ. Some good news for a change. What about the captive? Did you question him?
He was infected too.
I see. Did he survive?
Fortunately, he survived and I had a chance to question him.
What did you find out?
He was transporting the false coins to Pribyslavitz. He got them from some merchant called Menhart.
I don't know him.
Neither do I. But I know where the money's handed over. It's not far from Rovna, and this Menhart should be waiting there about now.
Excellent, Henry. We mustn't let this opportunity slip through our fingers. You go there and put pressure on this Menhart to tell us what he knows. Don't go yet. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
You haven't disappointed me. Nothing against Bernard, Robert, or any of those others. But none of them could find out as much as you. At least not without beatings and torture. And that doesn't always work. You're a godsend, lad.
Thank you, sir.
Now go and find out who's behind everything, and then we'll deal with them.
Yes, sir. Sir,
What is it?
sometimes I ask myself what it all means. Why does God allow such things to happen? All this slaughter and revenge, over and over.
It's a hard question. I'm no theologian. But long ago I came to the conclusion that the only thing that makes sense is that it's all a trial. Life is one long series of problems to solve. The more you solve, the better a man you become.
I never thought about it that way.
Well, just look at the pampered ones who have no concerns in life, like young Lord Capon, for instance. I shudder to think how he will rule when his time comes. Tribulations spawn in life over and over again, and we must stand our ground and face them. So, I go to Sasso and solve this one. Hmm?
You can rely on me, sir.
Good luck, son.
I have some trophies.
Show me. They deserved it.
I've been sent by Captain Bernard. He says you have Cuma marauders here.
Ah, so it was you Bernard was speaking of. Well, the Cumans are marauding, that's for sure. Sir Divish did declare a decent reward for taking the bastards down. But we've not had cause to pay out to anyone so far.
Is that because the locals are too frightened?
No, they're more than willing to try. It's just they don't seem to make it back again. But don't let me put you off. We do know of one camp. Along the road to Neuhof, hidden between the cliffs. I'll pay you your reward if you can bring me proof you've killed the camp leader. They wear peculiar helmets with a face mask of sorts. Easy to recognize.
All right, I'll see to it.
What do you want here, lad?
God save, Monsignor. My name's Henry, and I've been sent by Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Sir Hanush, And why is he sending you?
I'm to assist you in your search.
Oh, I see. How considerate of him. Well, you've come at the right time. I need someone who'll go unnoticed among the locals. I'm sure Sir Hanush told you what I'm doing here.
He said you're looking for heretics?
Exactly. I'm seeking out the sores that inflict the body of the church. The rash of heretics. Valdensians. Dangerous heretics, one and all.
Okay. What can I do to help? Will the locals trust me?
Well, I'm not from Ujits exactly, so I don't know how well they'll accept me.
That's good, because the last thing I need is one of these local good-for-nothings. I can't trust a single one of them. And they don't trust me either. But you're an ordinary lad with a likable face, if a bit simple-looking. You'll have a much better chance of learning their secrets.
You flatter me, Monsignor. Very well, then.
What can I do to do you have any
Are there any
suspects?
suspects?
Everyone is a suspect, you can be sure of that. But I'll know more after I finish the interrogations.
Why do you think
How did you
they're...
conclude there are heretics here?
We caught one in Gutenberg. He confessed to everything, including meeting up with others in Ujits a few times.
And that was all he told you?
By the end, all his strength had left him, so he couldn't even put together a list.
I see. That's not... None are from music. I expect you put him to torture.
I see.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Who are these Valdensians? I've never heard of them.
Really? Then you've either not been paying attention in church, or the parish priest in Ratai is too idle to read out the bishop's missive to the congregation. Both possibilities are equally disturbing, but I'll allow you the benefit of the doubt, and assume it's the latter. But to answer your question, it's a heretical sect.
I gathered that much. But what form does the heresy take?
Look, boy, I don't have time right now to embark on theological disputation. Besides which, it's not something you need concern yourself with. Suffice it to say, they are heretics.
Very well, Monsignor. How can I help you then?
Excellent. Let's get right to the point, Henry. I know how to get to where the heretics congregate.
And what's stopping you from going there, sir?
That is to say, I know in theory. The crux of the matter is this. We caught a heretic in Gutenberg who told us of the heretics in Ujits. Regrettably, by the time he got around to describing their meeting place, he was already raving and hardly coherent.
I see. So do you know where they meet up, or don't you?
Possibly. His account was confused, to say the least. I have a record somewhere here. Can you read, boy?
Naturally, Father. Otherwise, Sir Hanush wouldn't have sent me.
I see. It's a good thing at least the servants of the nobility are getting a suitable education. Some of their own offspring can hardly write their own names. Here's the record of the interrogation. From what I can make out, his description of the route starts at the local tavern. Once you've found something out, come back and see me.
I'll do my best, Father. I'll get working on it, sir.
God be with you, my son.
This account was written down by Master Borislav, scribe to the Archbishop, recording the testimony given by the questioned heretic, whereby the interrogation was conducted by the very Reverend Han of Oski, Monsignor and Vicar to the Archbishop, and the lawful right of torture was carried out by the town executioner, Francis calls Shanks, in the town jail. According to the resolution of the town council, at first the captive heretic, one Peter of Ardek, did refuse to give testimony, whereupon the executioner was instructed to encourage him to do so. Performance of arts. Let it be stated that the interrogated Peter of Hardart did long resist the executioner's persuasions. However, he did finally respond to a query as to the place of assembly of the other heretics known to him, that they did meet in the township of Ujits. When the vicar then asked the prisoner to elaborate, that is, who they were and what house they assembled, Peter again fell into silence. The executioner was again obliged to exercise his persuasive art, which in due course the vicar ordered him to desist from. The prisoner was briefly fatigued, whereupon he did suddenly find his voice and begin to respond at length to the repeated query as to where he met with the other heretics. The vicar thereupon decreed that the testimony of the prisoner be written down verbatim. May the Lord forgive me for hearing these heretical speeches, which by my duty to Holy Mother Church I am bound to set down in writing this day. Thus spoke the heretic. I begin my pilgrimage to, which is a den of, I don't know what that says, where the people were drinking and fornicating. So I left that road place at once, and at once I saw another abomination, the temple of the bride of Antichrist, with the proud Babylonian tower, and I went past it quickly towards the rising sun. When I left the village, I came upon a crossroads and didn't know which way to go, so I fell on my knees and prayed, and my prayer was heard, for the finger of Christ rose from the ground to show the right path. On I went through this sinful land, and suddenly I heard the sound of a thousand-headed crowd at work, and I saw their queen in their towers. I journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth, and his broken teeth jolted up to the heavens like the tombstone of the, I don't know what that says. So I went through the mouth of the beast, and by the road I saw the abode of Apostle Peter and Andrew. I was hungry, so I took the fruits of their labor and fed my belly. Then I left their house and saw two windows weeping and keen. I wept with them, and they let me sleep in their shadow. I went further along the edge of the world and saw the ribs of the great Leviathan washed up by the sea. Then I saw two bridges over the river Jordan, and the devil tempted me and tried to lure me to one on lure me to the one on the right. But I saw through his deception and went against his will. And then I finally saw it, the gateway to the garden of paradise, abandoned with foliage, abundant with foliage. I was guarded by men of straws, but they saw I was a good Christian and let me enter. There was the last words uttered by the heretic Peter, for for he did then breathe his last. The vicar did then state that his death was surely the work of Lucifer to silence his tongue before the ears of the servants of God. Ex- The executioner thereupon looked umbrage, umbrage and made consentive obligation for which his wage was cut by 3 groshens, and he was ab- admonished admonished not to repeat such remarks, especially in the presence of the servant of Holy Mother Church. The body of the heretic was burned outside the cemetery walls as befits, so it should not rub hallowed ground. Therefore, the cease of the thereby the case of the persecutor. And we're back. We found this meeting place. Now we got a cat.
A
Now,
cross, nicely carved. Someone in the village might recognize it.
find out who owns the cross. But yeah, this is the meeting place apparently. Hmm. But yeah, let's go back into town. See who has the whatchamacallit. I guess the bailiff wouldn't really know about it. It's heretics, right? So yeah. So this is where Father Godwin is. I was wondering what the hell happened to him because
I'm glad to see you.
The village folk said you consecrate the crosses they keep at home.
Indeed I do. Why do you ask, Hal?
I was just wondering if you could remember who owns this one.
I could, but I might not want to tell you.
what is wrong with you?
People said they saw you talking with a vicar. They're afraid that Sir Hanu sent you here to help him.
You're right. That isn't really true.
That's not how it is.
And how is it?
Sir Hannah sent me to find out what he wants, and to get him out of here if possible.
Well, then we share the same interest. But I'd still prefer it to end with nobody burned at the stake.
Me too. That won't happen. There are no heretics here. I'll get him out of here no matter what it takes. Me too.
You and me both.
That's good to hear. Where did you find the cross?
Let's do a deal. I'll tell you where I found it, and you tell me whose it is.
Very well. Tell me.
I found it in the woods. It looked like people met there. There were other things, candles, a cloth, and so on.
Damn it. That really does seem like...
That the vicar is right to be looking here. Surprised me, too. So whose is it?
The cross is definitely the Bowers, I remember that. But that just can't be. I can't believe it. If they really are heretics, though...
What do you want to do?
I don't know. But I'll do anything in my power to prevent a heretic witch hunt taking hold here.
I see. It wouldn't make Sir Hanush too happy either.
My thoughts exactly. But the question still remains what to do about it. The vicar won't give up till he's found what he wants. You know what, boy? Before we do anything else, we ought to make sure whether there really are heretics here.
What do you propose?
That's simple. Listen to how they say their prayers.
What good would that do? How can I get to hear their private prayers?
But how can I listen to their private prayers? I don't suppose they'll be praying that way in the church.
Certainly not. In the church, they'd pray the usual way. But at home, it's a different matter entirely. I know they meet at the farm in the evening with all the domestics. They'll surely be praying then.
All right, but how can I listen in?
I don't know. Crouch beneath the window? Climb up in the loft? That way you'll be sure to hear everything said in the main room.
I'll get on it. What do you know about them?
What do you know about the Bowers?
When I think about it now, they're a little peculiar.
What do you mean?
Well, they do rather keep themselves to themselves. They attend Mass, true enough. They leave the moment it's over. And I've never seen them at a dance or a celebration of any kind. But on the other hand, they give more alms to the needy in the village than anyone. I can't deny them that.
Hmm.
Where
Where
did
do the
those
Bowers
Bower folk come from?
I don't really know. I've never spoken to them much, but they've not been here long, only 2 or 3 years.
And the cross? Did you consecrate that for the Bowers themselves?
No. It belonged to the family who lived on the farm before them. That was quite a sad story.
Right, I'll get on with it.
I mean, we should tell the vicar, but at the same time, we're doing this for Sir Hanush, not. We're not doing it for the vicar. And honestly, you don't want a witch hunt, bro. Because, like, I don't know how things were back then, but from what I gathered from a lot of shows and just history itself and school, of course, that a lot of the witch hunts were literally a way for a lot of people to pin their, it was just a ploy to steal land, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, some people were doing some stuff and stuff like that, but, you know, a heretic is basically someone that doesn't follow like the most popular religion in the city or town or country or whatever. Because, you know, before the Holy Roman Empire reigned in Bohemia, I'm pretty sure the people that lived here had their own gods. And I'm pretty sure the old gods are like multiple. And then like the new god, well, the Holy Roman Empire god is just one dude. It's Jesus Christ. So like, you know, some of the people, you know, like what they said in the in this game itself, like when you read about like the religion and stuff like that, some people still kept to their religion, their old religion, and mixed it with the Christianity religion too, Catholicism. So, and like the popes and the Vaticans and the archbishops, the priests and stuff like that, they don't like that. So like, nothing super crazy in my opinion, because it's like that's kind of weird to say, oh, one religion is good while the other one's bad, and the the, the way the religion came to be, like how you feel me? They did a lot of bad stuff, to seize power, but like,
Ah, I could try listening from here.
okay, but yeah, just a lot of different opinions and stuff like that. But yeah, if we start a heretic hunt or a witch hunt, a lot of innocent people are gonna start dying, and what Sir Hanu said is gonna actually happen because with the heretic hunt going on, well, the witch hunt going on, a lot of people are gonna start like the archbishop's probably gonna send more people to come here, and they're most likely gonna seize um Sir Hanish's land and stuff like that in his estate because they'll be like, oh, it's heretics here, and they're most likely gonna start blaming the heresy or heresy on just like really prominent lords and stuff like that to make sure they get their lands and stuff like that. Because like like what Lord Hanush said, like there's a lot of since the king Wenceslav got taken and there's like no king on the throne right now in Prague. That you feel me? Like there's a lot of people around just trying to take power, seize power, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of chaos around. So, but yeah, let's listen into this heretic meeting, see if they're actually doing anything bad or whatever is going on. I know that was a pretty weird explanation, but I could read the actual text that they have in here. It'll probably be way better because it sums up basically what I'm saying and does it in a really good and intelligent way than me. But like, in my opinion, it kind of makes sense why some people will hold on to their old beliefs and stuff because they've been forced to these new beliefs. They've been forced into the new beliefs. It's not their fault. You feel me? They was chilling one day and okay, let's be quiet.
And of the Holy Spirit. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are bound to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. They took old Wenzel to the presbytery today. His farm is nearby. It's only a matter of time
Before they come for me. I know.
And what are we going to do about it? That vicar is baying for blood, the beast. He will devour you alive.
I do not intend to do anything about it. I shall not waver from my faith, nor turn my back on it.
My dear, what on earth are you saying?
If they come for me, I will go quietly. And I will not lie.
Are you serious? Don't you know what they'll do to you?
I can well imagine.
Damn.
But I am resolved.
The Lord have mercy.
Do not fear. I surrender to God's will. And I do not condemn you if you decide to leave.
I'll stay by your side, although I'd rather that you decided otherwise.
I know. And you have no fear, my brothers in Christ. Stay true to God's plan, as I shall. Go and spread the true faith amongst all good folk.
I'm sorry, I wish there was another way.
You should eat your supper and depart right away. Who knows? You may come for us at dawn.
Damn. Doesn't really seem like they're doing anything really that crazy, but if the vicar if the vicar were to hear that stuff, he probably would have been like really pissed off. And this seems like a pretty big property too, so because I didn't really see them saying any different thing from.
Where'd you come from? Better get lost sharpish or you'll be sorry.
Whoa. Ah! Ah!
Is that all you?
Oh my god. Dude, don't put your sword away. Put your sword back up, sir. Ah! They're gonna kill me! Oh my god, they're gonna kill me! Uh-huh. What's up with it?
What's him up?
Yeah, I was about to say, what the hell is happening? Because I see some Cumans, and then who are these people? Bandits also? Oh, crap! They're beating me! Damn, the Cumans are mad close. I thought these are like the Vickers people. But I think they're just bandits or whatchamacallit. Okay. I mean, that's good that... there we go. It's good as just only 2 of them now. Uh-huh. Okay.
No.
Okay. There you go. Zoo has a lot of good armor, though. I'll give him that. Yeah, it seems like it was just a bunch of Cumans. I thought it was, I don't know, man. That was a very weird encounter. I thought it was the Vickers people that came to arrest those heretics, but I guess it wasn't. But they're so close to Ujits, though. That's the thing that's like messing with me right now. It's like they're so close by. I'm surprised they're not attacking. They probably was trying to attack the town. So, oh, they're bandits. Oh, that's crazy. It was a bandit and Cuman fight. That's so crazy. It's kind of realistic though. Because not, you expect some confusion even amongst evil people, or like, the quote unquote bad guys. The reason I say quote unquote bad guys, because, this is war. We don't really know who's really, bad or not, because, but since we're playing as Henry, these people are definitely bad.
God be with you.
And you too, sir.
So I went to check on the Bower farm, and I don't have good news.
Do tell.
Damn. So
They most certainly are heretics.
Damn.
At least as far as I can tell.
That's what.
Are you
that's
sure?
crazy.
What did you hear?
Their prayer was led by a woman. They're afraid of the vicar and...
Well, for a start, the evening prayers were led by a woman.
That is certainly unusual, but nothing conclusive in itself.
That's
Yeah.
not all. They're afraid the vicar will be coming after them.
Who wouldn't fear that? That swine finds fault with everyone.
Well, it's not like you'd have to try too hard. Mrs. Bauer plans to confess everything.
Confess what, exactly?
Most likely her faith. The people of the farm were trying to discourage that, but her mind's made up.
Oh, good
Damn.
lord, that's all I need. What am I to do?
She wants to confess they are heretics. We have to help them.
I don't know, but we have to help them.
You're quite right. You have to talk them out of it, Hal. You must convince them to run.
But I'm the only ones who's supposed to catch them. That's easy for you to say.
Convince them? That's easy for you to say. You haven't heard her talking.
I'm sure you'll find a way. You have to try at least. For their own good and for yours, Hal.
No, I'm not crazy. I'll have to think about it. You're right.
You're right. Someone has to help them.
I'm glad you see it that way. Now hurry. You never know when the vicar might come for them.
God watch over you, good night, especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you?
You have to get
Mistress
over
Bauer,
here.
What is it you need?
I've come to ask something of you.
Have you? And just who are you, young man?
That doesn't matter. The important thing is that I want to help you and your husband.
I admit that I'm a little confused. You've come to ask me something, but at the same time you want to help me. What's going on?
I want to ask you not to confess to the vicar. Just take your husband and get out of here while there's still time.
I have no idea why you're so taken with my fate, or how you found out about my intentions. But I'll tell you one thing. Changing my mind is out of the question. I won't betray my faith, nor my brothers in Christ.
What about your
What
husband?
about your husband? What will become of him? I hope you're not expecting them to let him live.
My husband has made up his mind freely to stay with me, and I'll decide the same if the tables were turned. You may be right, but I can't lie. It's against all my teaching.
You won't have to lie if you're never asked any questions. Just leave. You can preach elsewhere. I'm sure you have lots of friends who'd love to take you in.
But I don't want to run.
No one wants to run away, but sometimes we have no choice. If you run, your faith will live on. That must mean something.
You're right. I shouldn't give in so easily. I've just grown so weary of the endless persecution.
You should pack up and run away as soon as you can. The vicar might get here any minute.
Thank you.
Don't delay.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. I know who's the heretic.
I found them, Monsignor.
Pardon me?
I found the heretics.
Really? And who are they?
The Bauer family and their entire household.
Well, I expect you to give me some evidence. In the last few days, I've been hearing how practically everyone here is a heretic.
I found that place the captive heretic talked about, and I found a family cross there. It took a bit of asking around, but I learned it belongs to the Bauers. Their farm isn't far from here, to the north. And then all I had to do was go there and do a little spying.
What of it? What did you hear?
Nothing at all. The farm was deserted, not a living soul anywhere.
Ha! They fled. So they are heretics.
What will you do, Monsignor?
It's not the first time the devil's spawn has fled from me. I'll do the same as always. Track them down and capture them. Don't worry, they won't get far. Thank you for your help. You may leave.
God bless you. What troubles you?
The vicar won't bother anyone anymore.
Sir. You've no need to worry about the vicar anymore.
Excellent. Some good news at last. I've heard some pretty wild rumors from Uzhitz. So what happened there exactly?
Maybe this will surprise you, sir, but there really were heretics in Uzhitz.
Are you telling me the vicar didn't come to stick his nose in my possessions?
I don't know about that, But he definitely suspected there were heretics hereabouts, and he was right.
Christ! A man doesn't expect that sort of thing in his own fiefdom. Did you catch them?
I could have fled. I warned them, and they...
No, they ran away. The vicar's investigation wasn't exactly low-key. Anyway, they've definitely fled beyond your estate.
Well, that's at least something. And the vicar?
He's probably hot on their heels.
Well, I hope he doesn't come back. Anyway, Henry, thanks for dealing with that vicar. You pulled a thorn from my side. Here's a little token of my gratitude.
Thank you, sir.
So what are we to do with you, Henry?
About that evening.
Ah, yes. I never thanked you properly for helping me with the laundry. That storm would have carried it off to God knows where.
Oh, I think you thanked me enough. But next time we should take shelter somewhere else. That hayseed gets into places it shouldn't, and itches like mad.
Henry, you donkey. You really know how to sweet-talk a girl, don't you? And anyway, what do you mean by next time? Just what exactly do you have in mind for the two of us?
How do you see things?
Me?
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay tourney?
Well, when you're not behaving like a total nincompoop. I kind of like being with you.
I behave like a nincompoop.
Yes, like now answering a question with another question. How do you see it with us, Henry? If I really must say it, I like you very much. And you saved my life in Skalitz.
And you saved mine. So we're even. Well, we'll be together. Like a couple. And when the time comes, you'll take me as your husband, right?
You're full of yourself, aren't you? But that's not how things are done.
Well, obviously, under normal circumstances, I'd ask your pa for your hand, but...
Papa? Yes. He'd set the dogs on you. Now you'd have to get Uncle Peshek's blessing.
I reckon I'd have no better luck with him. Unless he saw a way to profit from it.
And I'd have a sack of flour for my dowry. But seriously, Henry, what kind of husband would you make? You can't sit still in one place for an hour at a time.
Well, I've got a lot of duties, but... I'm very fond of you, you know. And maybe one day you...
I know, you silly sod. We can't get married yet. But we can still see each other and be fond of each other.
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay tourney?
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll somewhere?
I'd love to. I love it here by the water. But how come you've been so quiet the whole time? What's on your mind?
You, food,
You're on my mind.
Oh? In what way?
Well, you know. How pretty you look in that.
Ah. You think I look pretty, do you?
Yeah. Especially when you laugh.
I was afraid you'd say especially when you've no clothes on.
Well, now that you mention it.
Come here, you charmer.
Greetings.
And we're back.
Master Fafar, Sir Radzig sent me to you.
Did he? He must think highly of you.
I do the best I can.
That's good, because this is damned important. Silver's our most valuable asset.
How can I help with these, evil forebodings of yours?
Sir Radzig may make light of it, but a large quantity of silver has been discovered hereabouts, and no one is guarding the Skalitz mines, the most likely source.
You really think someone could be stealing the silver from the mines? I would have thought that would be quite a job, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Which is why I'd like you to go and check out not only the mine gallery, but also the yard with the smelter and the waterworks. See what kind of state it's all in, and if anything looks suspicious.
Okay. Sounds good meal.
that the yard next to the Scalit's mill?
That's the one. I don't know what state it's in now. There used to be a stock of charcoal and smelted silver there.
A silver store? Could there really be any left?
I doubt it. I'd be surprised if it was still standing at all.
What about these waterworks? What's there?
A stamping mill and washing troughs. They're on the bend in the river below the castle. You can't miss them. There are big tanks and equipment all around.
You said mine gallery. Just one?
Boy, there's such a maze there that it would take a week to crawl through the place. There's only one gallery I'm interested in, at the foot of the hill by a small fish pond.
Why just that one?
Because I was expecting to find a scene there. All the indications pointed to it. So if anyone is stealing silver, it'll be right there.
Should I be expecting trouble then?
Well, I definitely wouldn't treat the job like a visit to church on Sunday. You could find yourself facing a pack of hungry dogs trailing the army, or a band of brigands.
I see. Well, you and Sir Radzig can rely on me. That's all clear. I'll get going.
God be with you.
He was coming to bed.
I have some trophies.
Show me. So many. My lad, you're like the smiting right hand of God.
I've taken care of that camp.
Have you brought me proof?
Here it is.
I'm delighted to hear it. I've received another report. Some folk were ambushed by the Talbot Creek on the way towards Ujits. I reckon it'd be worth a look there.
All right, I'll take a look around.